Hello, this is Dr. Christensen with Healing Arts Wellness. I want to show you guys a few simple core or lower back exercises that you can do to prevent any issues with the lower back going forward as you continue to work out. So it's very important to establish a baseline, kind of lay a foundation, so to speak, when doing these kind of exercises. So once you start to learn how to use your abdominal muscles right, your glute muscles right, and your back extensors right, you'll have a lot more support to your lower back and hips and prevent injury down the road. So I've had patients in the past where they come in, they have issues with the lower back because they went to the gym, started to work out, and did exercises that they see people doing sometimes. Like, for instance, the Russian twist. So this one right here, your legs are up, and you're just going side to side, like that, either holding on to nothing or a medicine ball. That one, or even just doing full-on sit-ups. People can hurt their lower back. If you don't get the proper mobility and muscle control at the beginning, going into those exercises can cause abnormal issues in the lower back and abnormal stress. And especially as we get older, we really want to pay attention to form and doing things right so we can keep working out as we get into the older age, above the age of 50, into our 60s and 70s even. We should have the capability to continue to work out, but you have to do it right, and someone has to be able to train you to do it right. So this is the point of this video. I'm going to show you a few simple core exercises that you can do. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you. So a great exercise I like to start having people do is what's called the pointer dog. So the position is you get on your hands and knees. Your knees should be right below your hips. Your hands should be right below your shoulders, okay? So you should be out like this. Should be back like that, right about there. And then from here, you want to work on getting what's called a neutral position of your lower back. So here's a flex position, here's an extended position, somewhere between the two, right there. And then from there, just pull up your stomach muscles and brace your abdominals. And then from there, try to work on extending your left leg back and your right arm forward and maintaining that position for a few seconds. And then repeating to the other side. So that's going to help you with mobility in your hip, core control, also strengthening the glutes to some degree, and also balance and stabilization throughout your hips and lower back. So this is a forward plank exercise. So I'm going to take it down to being onto your forearms and your feet here, and just trying to master holding this position, okay? So a lot of times people start doing that, they let their back sway down, your hips drop, so you want to make sure you're keeping that up straight. It should be a nice straight line from your ears all the way down to your ankles. And then also pull up your abdominal muscles towards the ceiling. Just try to brace that core. Squeeze your glutes even a little bit here. Okay? Now if you can't do that, you can just get on your knees, do a modification of it. There. And then as you get stronger and able to hold that position more, just go out to the feet. You could even go up onto hands and feet too. Pre-push-up position. That's another good one. But if you have issues in the hands or wrists, just go down to the forearm and practice there. So the next one is doing what's called a side plank. So getting onto your side here. You want to make sure the shoulders are pulled back. The head is pulled back and not forward. You want to be very scrunched up like this. Shoulder down and back. Make sure the shoulder is not coming up into your ear. Down and back. Head in line with the body. Then from there, you just want to work on lifting up the pelvis and the hips. And try to maintain that position anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds. It just depends on your tolerance when you start out. Okay, so you could hold, or you can do repetitions. Just kind of go up and down. Just try to hit that neutral position every time, and then slowly back down. And try to about 8 to 10 of those. If you can't go forearms and feet, you can go forearms and knees, like this. And then another thing I should instruct you about too is when you go up, don't let the body go forward like this and the hips back. You want to thrust the hips forward, pull the shoulder back and head back, and try to get into that position, okay? You're going to get a lot of muscles working that don't normally get worked throughout the day, so that is a really awesome one to learn. Okay, so this exercise is called the Superman. So you get down onto your stomach, First thing you want to make sure you're doing is keeping your arms out in front like this with the thumbs up. You want to make sure the stomach muscle is braced, so pull up the abdominal muscles towards the ceiling again. And then from here, work on raising both your arms up and your feet up like that. Another thing too, don't scrunch your head. Keep your shoulders out of your ears. Keep your chin tucked in and look down towards the floor right in front of you. Right there. So just hold that position for 10 to 30 seconds as able. And as you get stronger, you should be able to hold it longer. You could even start to add some weights, like you can hold on to some dumbbells or something there. But that exercise is really going to train the back extensors right in through here. And it's also going to work the glute muscles, the butt muscles. So those muscles are very key to get stronger in order to have a healthy lower back and spine. So this is just a basic crunch exercise, but with more emphasis on muscle control and mobility through your whole spine, from your neck down to your lower back. So sometimes when a person does a full-on sit-up, we tend to just hinge or move at maybe one certain spot in the spine, for instance. So as we come up, we might just hinge to the lower back. But if you focus on just doing a crunch where you're just rolling up, okay, like winding up a hose. So you're starting from your head and neck, you're tucking your chin first, then you try to bring the chin to your chest, and then from there, really try to crunch into the stomach muscles. Brace them, draw them, pull them down in this instance towards the floor, and then as you go down, just unwind slowly. Tuck the chin again, pull the chin toward the chest, try to crunch up, and then try to maybe also another thing to think about is trying to reach towards the heels as close as you can, okay? Sliding the hands along the floor, reach towards the heels, hold it at the top maybe for a second or two, and then slowly back down, okay? So you're working on mobility through the spine, an isometric contraction right there at the top, and then slow eccentric movement back down. So you're really just getting a lot of good muscle control doing that. And now as you get stronger with that, then eventually, yes, you can go on to the full-on crunch and be able to do a full-on sit-up all the way up and all the way down, like this. But I would just start off with the crunch first. Make sure you got that down pat, and all those other exercises, and then you can work into some of the more advanced ones later on. And then learning how to master just a basic squat, doing an air squat. You don't need any weight, just do this anywhere. Just plant your feet, so your feet are pointed straight like this. Make sure the knees are not crashed in, they're rotated out, so you're engaging the side of your hips and your butt muscles. And then from there, tighten your stomach muscles, draw them in, and then just work on going down. Like this, go about halfway down and back up. You can practice doing anywhere from 8 to 10 repetitions. Just make sure the knees don't crash. The feet aren't turned out too much. That's just going to put a lot of wrenching and stress on the knee that shouldn't be there. Looking at it from the side though. So when we squat here, we want to make sure we're initiating it with our hips first. Stick the bottom back and then start to bend the knees. There. Another thing too, don't round your spine. You want to make sure you're sticking the butt back and you're keeping a little inward curve of your lower back, and then going down. Keep the stomach muscles tight the whole time. Not overly tight, just a little bit of a draw-in maneuver can be helpful. And also make sure you don't round the back, keep the shoulders back, head up straight, and go down. And then try 8 to 10 times, just like that. Now after you master just doing the air squat, then you can start adding weights. You can hold on to some dumbbells. You could do the traditional barbell squat behind the head, or just holding a weight right here in the front, something like that. There's a lot of different ways to make this squat more challenging and difficult to do, but starting off with the basics is very key here.